If you find you're having a really hard time passing that bag of chocolate, passing the candy bowl, or anything with sugar in the pantry, I'm going to share with you an approach I've been using recently that's been really helpful, and hopefully it'll help you too. So here's the deal. I believe in balance. I believe that there is no food on this earth that is bad. Sometimes we just don't really make the greatest of choices. My tagline for Graced Health is balanced, healthy living with a lot of grace and a little chocolate. I have no problem consuming a little chocolate. The problem is lately a little has slowly morphed into a lot, and it's really a lot of a little. So I would get one piece of Dove chocolate and then a few M&Ms and then one Justin's nut butter peanut butter cups. If you haven't had those, oh my gosh, they're fantastic. And then like more and more and all of a sudden it turned into way too much. And I knew that it was a problem, and I knew that I was not treating my body the way that God wanted me to treat it and the way that I should be honoring it. Now, this has kind of been an ongoing process, and it's kind of been, like I said, a slow morph. A few weeks ago, I was talking with a friend, and she was telling me about her journey to quitting smoking. And it really almost wasn't even a journey. She said, I smoked for years. I knew that I needed to quit and that God wanted me to quit. And that was what was best for me, my children, my body. But it was clearly a really hard thing to do. So she said, so this is what I did. I went out, I bought a pack of cigarettes, I put them in my desk drawer. Then I said this to God, okay, God, I know you want me to quit. I want to quit. If you want me to stop, you've got to take away this desire from me. And she admitted, that's probably not like the best way to talk to God, but that was her heart. And I know that God knew that, and I know that he honored the almost childlike request for that. And she hasn't had a cigarette since then, which is just amazing to me. So this story just kind of sat with me for a while, and I tend to digest things a really long time. And I realized one time, you know what? If this worked for her and her cigarettes, which the physical addiction to that is so strong, maybe I should have tried that with my chocolate approach. Now, if you're thinking, Amy, people have already thought about this. This is what Alcoholics Anonymous does, is they recognize that there's a higher power, that God can help us through everything. Okay, so yes, and maybe I'm just a little late to the game, but it just takes a while for me sometimes. I finally just said, okay, God, I've got this chocolate around my house. I like to keep it there because I like for my kids to have a treat. I like for my kids to have something and not be deprived. So I really don't have a problem with it being around. What I have a problem with is having way too much of it. So I said, God, I need you to take this desire away from me, please. I've got to go in the pantry a lot between prepping meals for my family and making meals for myself because I work at home. I'm just in there a lot, and please help me with not grabbing something every time I walk by. It helps. It seems so small, but just that simple prayer to God every day has been so helpful. But what I realized is it's something I really do have to pray every day. It's kind of like in Luke 11:3, during the Lord's Prayer, which so many of us have said so many times, give us today our daily bread. I need my daily dose of strength. I need my daily desire to be weakened and to rely on his strength to bypass that chocolate. And I know that this is something, it just seems small to pray for, right? There's like so many huge things in the world and greater things than my stupid desire for chocolate. But I also know that God wants us going to him in everything. And it doesn't matter whether it's big or small, he wants our heart. Jesus talked to the crowds about this on the Sermon on the Mount. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open for you. And I know that God will deliver, and he will answer me in his will and in his timing on everything. Lamentations 3:22 and 23 talks about how his mercies are new every day. And so it's something that I have to go in every day to receive that. Otherwise, it's game on or wheels off or whatever you want to call it, because it's not something that I have conquered. It's not something I'm getting control of all the time, but it's something that when I go to God, He helps me. And I will say, I still need help remembering to ask for this every day. It's just hard for me to remember. So what I've actually done is I've started writing it on this checklist that I wrote. What this checklist does is it has different things that I want to focus on every day, like drinking water and making sure I'm getting my vegetables and protein, doing self-care, making sure I'm praying, having quiet time. And then I leave several lines open because in different seasons of my life, I need to add in different things. One of the things I write on is pray back. And then I turn it around to the back and I write the things that I want to be praying for that week on there. And so, yeah, one of those is pray for the desire for chocolate to go away. So if you're having a challenge with chocolate, I encourage you and I challenge you to try this method. You never know. Yes, it's been done for years. I know that there are other organizations that do that, but it might help you. God has such great love for us, and He wants us coming to everything. His big love encompasses all the small desires of our heart, even the desires for chocolate. Hey, if you would you please like this video and subscribe? That helps me out so much. It also ensures you will never miss a video to equip you in your health and give you grace in the kitchen, in the gym, and in the Word, like today. That's all for today. Have a grace day.